on, guys? It's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing you the most in-depth action figure reviews here on YouTube. And today we're taking a WWE Mattel Monday Night Wars Elite Collection Series 4 featuring Curt Hennig and Diamond Dallas Page. No, I did not find this at Walmart. Of course not. You can't find any figures at Walmart. I got this on the secondary market. I pay the up price. I really just wanted to be done with this set. I could be patient and maybe find this in my local Walmart, but from what I'm hearing, most Walmarts are getting one case of these. The breakdown is one Curt Hennig, one DDP. I think it's two Stone Colds in that set. And who's the other figure from the wave? Because I am blanking out. Big Boss Man. I think he's also one per case. So getting 5 figures total. You know for sure one guy's going to walk in and scoop the full set. And I really wanted this DDP. Like, I could not tell you, this is one of my most wanted figures. I would have preferred it as an Ultimate, but you know what? Beggars can't be choosers. When we get the Ultimate Edition, I probably will convert this into an Ultimate, because you know we're going to get an Ultimate DDP at some point. He'll probably be in tights, but the DDP and the jeans, remember, there is another version. The lighter version is the standard. There's a darker jeans version, which I think it was from Spring Stampede. I'm not 100% sure if I remember, but he had the darker jeans, the black rib tape. That is the chase, and that's what places like Paul Mart were getting. I kept missing out on those. Paul Mart were restocking. They went so quick. Those are $40 a pop, still double the price, but to avoid the hassle, I just don't have the time to go to stores like I used to, man. I'm older, I have a family, I have a job. Sometimes it just pays to get these figures, in hand, and it is what it is. But they do look great. Love the packaging. You'll see Curt Hennig is a 2-in-1. He does come with a guitar and the cowboy hat. You get another interchangeable head, a bunch of interchangeable hands. And if you can't see it behind here, there is an NWO shirt kind of tucked away, which is unfortunate. But you know what? It is what it is with this packaging. Hopefully they revamp it and it gets a little better. DDP looks fantastic. I absolutely love everything about it. My only concern when this was released, is he going to be in scale with height-wise? Because I know he's a taller guy. He's like 6'5". DDP is a big dude, man. So it'll be interesting to see when he scales, but I can't tell you how excited I am to have this in hand. Again, the Monday Night Wars line has been a huge pain in the ass to collect, but whatever. You will see these also do come with a Build-A-Figure piece for Commissioner Shawn Michaels, which the attire is based on Raw 11/23/1998. You get your standard packaging for the Elite Collection. Again, Monday Night Wars logo. On the side, you will get the nameplate here. And if you flip all the way to the other side, you see the images and as well as the dates of when they wore these attires. So Curt Hennig was Nitro January 11, 1999, and DDP was December 8th, 1997. Man, DDP was so hot back in the day in 97. You can see the other figures in the wave. So DDP comes with the head and cowboy hat for Shawn Michaels, and Curt Hennig does come with the torso. We did do a review of Stone Cold and the Big Boss Man, so if you guys missed that first wave or half review, go ahead and check it out on my YouTube channel. But if you guys want a little bit of the read-up, you can pause and take a look. So right here, same for Curt Hennig. Enough chatting. I cannot wait. Let's get both these guys out of packaging and see what they're all about. And I almost forgot, I am a huge DDP mark, and these 3 figures actually showed up on the same day, which is pretty incredible. Look at the different runs of DDP. So we have the original Legends Maddie collector figure. I got this for a really good price, so I went ahead and grabbed it. It looks pretty good mock. Not perfect conditioning, but it is what it is. It looks pretty good for what the age and how long it's been. You can see how much larger those boxes were back in the day too. So one of my favorite looks of DDP, of course, the Monday Night Wars figure, and then we have his WWE run. I just thought it'd be kind of cool to place them all in here together to kind of see some differences. We are starting off with Curt Hennig, so you do get quite a bit of interchangeable hands. So you have the open hands here for Curt Hennig here. You additionally have the 2 fisted hands, as well as a set of pointing fingers and the mic open holding hands that do come with the figure. Additionally, you do get this stretchy NWO shirt that does not have the Velcro. There is no NWO New World Order font underneath the NWO lettering, so a little bit of an older shirt. I'm curious to see how this will fit on an Ultimate Edition Hollywood Hogan. Looks really nice. I feel like we need more NWO shirts like that within the Mattel line. You also do get an interchangeable head, which we will take a close-up in a second. And for your Build-A-Figure piece, you get your Commissioner Shawn Michaels torso and jacket. Looking at this torso, it's hard to see, but there is no ab crunch. It is like the Paul Ellering, where it is the basic torso, it seems, and you just kind of poured the arms in. So that's a little disappointing. I feel like at this point in the Build-A-Figure line, we should be past that, but there's more accessories. You get a 2-in-1 here, so you get kind of like an NWO Curt Hennig and the West Texas Rednecks with the cowboy hat and the guitar here. So the hat looks pretty good. You can obviously remove it, get a close-up look at it. We want to zoom in, we can. Got some studs going on. It looks really nice. The guitar mold looks pretty good. I don't think this is breakable. I wonder if this is the same mold. I'm going to say it probably is the same mold as the guitar with the Legends Hulk Hogan from the meme. Looks pretty good. Does have some white kind of coloration here in the front. All black. I do dig it. Looks pretty good. There is a strap on it. I'm going to say this is exactly the same, just repainted from that Legends Hulk Hogan. And moving on, he does have that rubber singlet. I don't even want to mess with it because that Legends figure, I feel like it's got a shelf life. I feel like this is going to eventually just kind of wear away with this rubber material. But if you wanted to pull the straps down, you can. I'm sorry for review's sake. I'm not going to screw this figure up. It was a lot to track this guy down. But you can see on the back, it does have the white, and it is painted. Look, it's a little messy, man. I would have much preferred just a molded singlet, or, you know, just the regular ones that we have been getting in the past, but it does connect here at the bottom. I mean, it could look a little better, I'll be honest with you guys. It does have the black bikers underneath, the taller, bigger knee pads, and the white lace boots. No designs on the side. If you guys wanted to get a quick look at his head sculpt, I believe this is the Retrofest head. I'm not sure. I do have the figure. We will compare it. Here is the other head. This came with the Build-A-Figure Mr. Perfect. It is a lot bigger in size, man. I mean, he did have a pretty full face, I will say. So if you guys want to swap the heads, you can do so. And I think that looks great for like an NWO Mr. Perfect. Let's run through some quick articulation here. The heads will fully rotate on here. Arms will go fully around, the bicep swivel, the double jointed elbows, the hands do fully rotate and go up and down. There is ab crunch. It's a little tight here. It does swivel at the waist. Does the splits pretty good. Kicks up about that much. It kind of wants to kick back down. There is a thigh cut. You do have the double jointed pinless, or no, excuse me, they're actually pin legs. You got the boot cut. The ankle articulation goes up and down, does hinge side to side as well. I do want to get this NWO shirt on him, but I'm going to do that off camera. This NWO shirt looks pretty sweet on Curt Hennig. Was not a pain in the ass at all to put on. Fits him out pretty well. I think this is probably how I'm going to display him. Listen, the other gimmick, the West Texas Rednecks, before my time, I don't even really remember it. So NWO Hennig for sure is what I remember the most in WCW. If you guys want to see what the other head looked like on with the shirt, you can go this route too. I think I'm going to go with the ponytail Hennig head. If you were curious to see what this shirt looked like with an Ultimate Edition NWO Hollywood Hogan, it looks pretty good. It ported on pretty easy. You could pop the arms off, obviously, with the Ultimate. So, would love to see like a traditional NWO shirt in the kind of stretchy material released with a Hollywood Hogan eventually down the road. For your Hennig Mr. Perfect comparison, so we have the Build-A-Figure here on the left, and you will see that is the same head sculpt that you do get with this figure here. We have the Retrofest figure. This is how I have him displayed as my custom with my NWO. I'm definitely going to be swapping out the accessories onto this Mr. Perfect here. Or excuse me, Curt Hennig, to have my NWO display. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the Retrofest. I still feel like they haven't quite gotten the scale for Perfect. I think he's too tall. It really is the Retrofest figure redone with some added articulation. You can see the heads are the same. And then on the very right here, we have the yellow Mr. Perfect, which also has the same singlet design where the straps can come down. Moving on to Diamond Dallas Page, the original People's Champion. I'm so excited to have this figure in hand. I got a confession to make. So I originally shot most of this video early on, right? And I showed you what I had. I had the Curt Hennig. I had DDP here. I also showed you some other DDPs that I grabbed. But I actually held off on this review. Why? Because I was able to score, yes, the Chase DDP as well as the standard. A good buddy of mine from WFigs, Goldust, if you guys are familiar with the WFigs message boards, had one up for sale. I hit him up. I said, I need that DDP. I will take him off your hands. So I now have both versions. I would love to track down maybe one more of each for the eventual Ultimate Edition fix-ups I'd like to do once, you know what's coming, right? We're going to get an Ultimate Edition DDP at some point. Hasn't been announced, but it's like a no-brainer. I would love to have the jeans version as an Ultimate, so hopefully I can track down one more of each of these figures, and they look phenomenal. You can see the difference again. The Chase does have the darker jeans. The standard does have the lighter finish, which we will get into comparisons. But before we do, let's look at all the accessories. So we'll start off with your Build-A-Figure piece. You get your Commissioner Shawn Michaels head here. Also, it does come with the cowboy hat, which obviously is removable. If you guys want to zoom in, you'll see the red tie on the back of his head or his hair. Here's the face sculpt. I believe this is an Ultimate Edition head sculpt that we've gotten before. And you can see they sculpted the ponytail on there. You can throw the hat back on if you guys want a close-up look. And we will eventually build our Commissioner Shawn Michaels as we go on with this video. But DDP does come with a bunch of interchangeable hands. So the figures do have his diamond cutter posing hands. What else would you pose them with? But in case you want to do some figure photography, you do get a set of the mic open holding hands. You will see the finger tape and the hand tape do match each figure. So they really went above and beyond. You will see the black finger tape with the standard. I actually did not get those hands. He did not have them for my buddy for when he sold the Chase. I only got the fisted hands. You can see again, it does have the white finger tape, which matches the Chase version, and again the black finger tape for the standard version. But let's also take a look. You get the rib tape. DDP was infamous for wearing this rib tape for the longest when he wore the jeans. So the standard comes with the white, and the Chase comes with the black rib tape. You can see we have seen this before in the Mattel line. Just kind of ports in on the back here. We can go ahead and remove both of them, and we can take a look at how this figure looks without it. I guess we'll go one by one. So let's start off with the standard version here. And I really like the wash on these jeans, man. Let's get a close-up on these, because that is the obvious stark difference between the two figures. You can see the little kind of like acid wash look to it. These look so good. Pinless legs. Does have the black boots. I've been clamoring for jeans that are tucked into the boots. We got that Scott Hall where it doesn't really tuck, just this big thing, and I don't know, it just didn't look right. To me, this is how the skinny jeans tucked in look, figures should look, and this looks great here. While we're at it, let's bring in the Chase version. You can see the difference in the blue. Doesn't have that acid wash finish, but does have the black boots on as well. And you can see the elbow pads, if I can get his arms down out of the diamond cutter pose. Even the deco on the elbow pads is different. You can see there are some designs on the Chase version, and the standard does have the brown. I wish he could have came with a vest. That's what I was really looking for, a t-shirt or something to plus it up, but I guess they just kind of ran out of the budget. Hopefully we get that with another figure we can kind of kit bash. But you can see his tattoos here look really nice. He's got the star on his chest. And he's got these bigger arms, which I think are perfect for DDP here. He was a pretty bulky guy. We'll say the torso is probably a little too ripped, but I'd rather have this torso than, I don't know, something a little less flattering. But you can see the different muscle definition and the head sculpts, man. Whew. What a likeness to DDP. He's got the mullet. He's got the big smile. You can see the brown beard with the blonde hair. Absolutely love it, man. This is one of my favorite figures that Mattel has ever done. I really love it that much. We're going to run through some quick articulation on this figure. Obviously, these figures are the same, so we'll use the standard version. The head you could probably fully rotate it. The hair kind of gets in the way. Don't really want to mess it up and scuff it up, but the head will fully rotate. And remember, these are removable. The arms have no problem rotating. He does have the bigger shoulder joints, and they fit beautifully with his torso. Does not split. It looks really nice. Does have the bicep cut, the double jointed elbows. The hands do hinge and rotate. He does have the ab crunch, which is pretty nice and tight. Does have the waist swivel. The splits, he can go about that much. Again, these figures lately, I feel like when it comes to like their articulation on the legs, have been really stiff. Even up, he kind of kicks back down. This is the new thing that we've been seeing with a lot of Mattel figures lately. There's a thigh cut, the double jointed knees, not too tight. They are getting a little better, I feel. But the rest of the leg articulation, just look at that, man. I don't get it. The boot does fully rotate around. They also hinge. Slight rocker rotation here. I'm curious to see how the articulation on this one. It's a little better. Does he kick? He actually kicks a little better. So I wonder if it's just figure to figure. It's just so odd how they really are quite annoying. It looks like he's on the ball joints too. We've never really had this issue with ball joints. You can see it kind of feels like it has drop down hips, where you're going to shove them back up into place for it to pop back in. If you guys wanted to see what these DDP look like, and if you had some extra vests lying around, so we have the Greatest Hits Elite DDP vest. None of these are accurate, but just to give you a different look, if you guys wanted to throw a vest on there to kind of plus them up with the rib tape. I do have him here with the original Matty Collector vest. But you can see the rib tape does not fit with the belt on there, so you cannot squeeze that over. I don't know if I like the look of that. I really would like the t-shirt, or just like maybe, I don't know if he was wearing like a denim vest, or it was kind of like and maybe it matched the brown on his elbow pads, if I remember at the time. But it would have been nice to get just one more piece of clothing or something to really make this figure perfect. For your Mattel DDP comparison, so on the left, we have the Greatest Hits Elite here, based on his WWE run. We have the Matty Collector's Legends figure, whatever series that was, the Matty Collector exclusive DDP here. And on the very right, we have the Elite 36, which is pretty much the same figure as the Matty Collector one. The hair is slightly different, and he has a different color band. This one does have the teal kind of blue, like on the inside of the vest, and this has the pink. Our last comparison here, we have the brand new Elite Monday Night Wars DDP with the Ultimate Edition Macho Man. These look great together. I think Macho is a little bit on the shorter side for this figure scale, but it is what it is. Just look at these two guys standing side by side. Like I said, some of the most epic feuds that I remember watching as a kid. Their battle at Halloween Havoc was insane, but they do pair really nicely if you guys want to put them on a display shelf next to each other. The time has finally come. We are going to assemble our Build-A-Figure Commissioner Shawn Michaels. Remember, there was another Build-A-Figure released as a Walmart exclusive in the brown suit, which was extremely hard to find. I do have them in my collection. We will run through some comparisons, but let's assemble this brand new Monday Night Wars Shawn Michaels figure and see how easily these parts pop in together. And the torso already giving me some problems. There we go. I think it's in. There it is. I got the torso in there. Let's pour it in the arms, and the torso popped out, man. I feel like some of the newer Build-A-Figures were so buttery smooth, things just popped in. And they're using the old kind of torso from, even the arms, my God. The torso that's similar to Paul Ellering without the ab crunch articulation. So I know that gave people a lot of trouble, even with the arm, man. Like, there you go. The arm has poured it in there. Looking pretty good so far. Wasn't that bad to put together. Let's pop on the head. Let's throw on the cowboy hat. I always get confused which is the front side. I think that's the right way it looks. Taking a look at our Shawn Michaels all assembled. It looks okay. I don't know. There's something about this torso just not looking great. I mean, it kind of seems like he's got a little bit of a no-neck syndrome. I'm curious to see how the pieces articulate. The arms will move, the bicep cut. Double jointed pinless elbows here. Again, the hands do hinge. No ab articulation. The waist does swivel. The head will move. Again, the ponytail is going to get kind of caught here in the back. As far as the leg articulation, does have the new articulation where he will kick up and the torso popped out again. Man, that is annoying. Obviously, this is going to stay on my display shelf, but for people who really wanted a Build-A-Figure Commissioner Shawn Michaels to articulate or use for their fig fed, they're going to be in for a rude awakening because these pieces seem to want to pop out a little easier than we'd probably like. Our comparison here is the original Build-A-Figure Shawn Michaels here in the brown suit. This was a Walmart exclusive, one of the hardest sets to find. I actually purchased this off of eBay before the prices shot up. I think I paid like $50 for it at the time, which was a lot of money. But I don't know. I think I like the brown suited version a little better. You can see they both have the cowboy hat, removing it. The heads are different, but you will see this one does have a little bit of that stubble going down there. This is kind of more the clean face look. You can see, obviously, the pinned arms, height-wise, they're about the same. Take a look around the back. I don't know. I guess the hair looks a little better on the new one. He does have boots. It would have been nice if they gave him the shoes, because that just seems to be a little more accurate with him going with the shoes instead of the boots. But little missed details like that, I don't know. I think I'm still going to go with the original as the better version. If you guys have enjoyed this video review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this brand new Monday Night Wars Elite set, and if you would be looking to add any to your collection. While you're there, please turn on those notification bells. Stay tuned to the newest action figure reviews here on my YouTube channel. My personal take on these figures. So we do have the full wave back here. We have Stone Cold, the Big Boss Man. We have Curt Hennig. We have DDP, as well as the Build-A-Figure Commissioner Shawn Michaels. I'm going to start off with the figures we reviewed. So Curt Hennig, I think, is a solid figure. It's a fun 2-in-1. You got the cowboy hat and the guitar look you can go with. You can go with the NWO look, which is the one I went with. I threw on a United States Championship belt. I'm going to go displayed with the shorter hair to kind of give you more of a cocky, like, heel Curt Hennig from his WCW days. I'm not a big fan of the rubber singlet underneath, but you know what, it is what it is. I'm going to cover with a t-shirt anyway. And I do really appreciate that stretchy NWO shirt. Looks really nice. DDP, without a doubt, I absolutely love this figure. I love both versions. I think I do like the standard one just a little more. Just the detail on the jeans with the kind of wash looks a lot nicer than the darker jeans here, but they both look good. They both iconic looks. I remember watching DDP around this time when he feuded with Macho Man. It was just like some of the best stuff I've seen in wrestling still to this day. I do really appreciate that he came with a rib tape, all those interchangeable hands. Love the head sculpt. The tattoo detailing is great. I really would have preferred if he could have came with a vest or a t-shirt. Would have really plussed him up and put him over the top. But you know what? These figures are great. Unfortunately, they are Walmart exclusive. But if you guys want to do a quick ranking of this set, I think this will be pretty easy in my opinion. Ranking them from my least favorite to my favorite. So at the bottom, we have 6 figures here. At number 6, we're going to go with the Big Boss Man. That figure just is completely skippable. Even the Build-A-Figure pieces, if you have any Build-A-Figure black suited arms, you don't need to purchase him. I don't know, just felt a little lackluster in my opinion. I do understand another way to get the Big Boss Man out, but just one that I think everyone can skip if they don't need it. At number 5, this may surprise you. I'm going to go with the Build-A-Figure Shawn Michaels. I don't feel like it's anything special. I was looking forward to adding to my collection. Looking at him here, he does look a little short compared to everyone else. Look how much shorter he is versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't know if that's just an illusion because he's kind of standing in the back, but I don't know. He just looks a little teeny tiny. I don't really like the basic torso they use for him. And a lot of the pieces, at least in mine, feel like they're about to pop off. So he's going to be at the bottom at number 5. At number 4, I'm going to go with Curt Hennig. I really do like this figure. Again, I love the 2-in-1 feature. That's always fun. It'll force people to grab 2 if they can find them. At number 3, I'm going to go Stone Cold Steve Austin. I feel like, I know this is probably just a repainted figure. I do like the added detail with a watch. This iconic Stone Cold t-shirt. Finally, the black shorts. One of my favorite figures, again, from when he finally stunned Vince McMahon at the Garden. Just an iconic moment from my childhood. At number 2, I'm going to go with the Chase DDP for the reason I stated before. I just like the standard version a little better, so that's going to be number 1. I hope to add more DDPs to my collection. I hope Mattel pops out a few more WCW DDP figures. It's really needed. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video review. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before you go, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at AlexWestCollects. I'll catch you all on the next one.